Yay, rolling. Hey everybody, you're watching Ballerina Badass. My name is Georgia Reed, and this is October in Review and November Goals. Yay! First of all, I hope that you all had a fantabulous Halloween. I had an amazing time with my family, and I ended up not getting to do Ministry of Silly Walks. I was way too busy, so instead I was, as you may have seen at my point shoe party, Sully the Monster from Monsters, Inc. Thank you very much. I wear that costume every time I go to Disneyland, and I love it. And he's my favorite, and he's blue and furry, and I just took Pilates and a morning class here, and it helped get me in the mood to think about what do I want for my November goals. And my friend Jed was in class today, and I looked at him and I remembered he always goes at least twice on every side in the center, at least twice, if not more. And I used to do that a lot, especially when I'd be doing classes, guesting at other studios. But here I've been so focused on my technique and everything that I would just do a side one time on either side. And I thought, I need to get my stamina back up. Plus the fact that my coach has been working with me on building my stamina up for Nutcracker. So this is something I think is important for all dancers, obviously, especially if you're on tour, if you have to do 20 to 30 Nutcrackers in a row or more. Since I've completely retrained my body and it's starting to use all these different smaller muscles, again, I talked about this a lot yesterday at the point shoe party, which is online, by the way. Because of that, I can't just rely on my big galumphing muscles anymore to get the job done. I really have to dance in a different way, so it's not as easy anymore and yet that's not true, because on the one hand, it's a little harder because I'm using new muscles. On the other hand, I find it's actually becoming easier because I have more energy since I'm not overusing the wrong muscles. So it's a little this, I don't know. Anyways, so October. My goal for October was Turnout, and I specifically chose to use the Ballet Blog's Tips for Turnout PDF as a guideline, and it was amazing. And I now try to do those exercises every day, if possible, at least one or two of them, if not all of them, and it has made a difference. The other day, was it 2-3 days ago in class, my coach said, "That's your best turnout yet. Oh my gosh, your hips are in line, you're open, and you're using it. It looks amazing." And I almost cried because I had chosen it as my goal for the month, I focused on it, and I achieved progress. Of course it's nowhere near perfect. Of course, I think I went center and it decided to kind of go back a little bit and then come, it kind of still is going in and out while it decides what to do, if it's gonna come to the party or not. And I'm like, listen, Turnout, you have to come to the party because this is the party and you have to be here forever and ever because I need you and I can't do this without you. Turnout, please. So I felt really good about that. Now, if you want me to sit here and do a perfect frog for you, that still has, my actual flexibility turnout is still a work in progress. My hips still wanna pop out and pop back in, but wherever I can get it to standing, then I'm finding the right muscles to hold it in place in a not an isometric way where it's like a stagnant pose, but in a dynamic way so that the turnout is working. And helping to support me in class. So, but here's my frog right now. It's still really. Come on, Frogger. Come on, Froggy. Frog. See, my feet are still totally up in the air. It's like, I can push my feet up against a wall and then it'll go all the way down. Kind of cheating, but still. But if I put the feet down, then the hips come up. So, work in progress, work in progress. Speaking of which, I might have talked to you guys, yes I did, about my hamstring. I pulled my right hamstring a while back and it got to the point where I just couldn't take it anymore and I thought, I should listen to my body and do something about this. So I really pulled back off of it, didn't do a lot of kicks or particular stretches. I stopped doing splits on the right side for a while and then did some rehabilitative work on the hamstring. And I'm happy to say, oh, it is much better. It is getting close to 100%. It'll still tweak just a little bit, like right there. When it's done, it's done. And usually it's about done when I hit crumb up ma. It's like, and no more, thank you very much. Don't kick so high. So I keep it at just above 90 instead of, trying to get it much higher. And that's been really good. I'm very happy about that. This is so like, blah, what I mean, here's what happened yesterday at ballet camp. Also for October, I loved that we had World Ballet Day in October. I have notes. Yes, I'm reading my notes to make sure I don't forget anything to tell you guys during this video, because it's my update video and it's proof that this all happened. So World Ballet Day, fabulous. I hope you all took advantage of all the amazing live stream events and videos online and on YouTube. You can now go back to all the different ballet companies' YouTube pages and channels to watch their World Ballet Day stuff. It's fabulous. And of course, my favorite, Royal Ballet. They have more videos going up. They just had a fabulous one on the Nutcracker, their Nutcracker rehearsals. So yay! I, again, really recommend you watch that. There's a girl that they used for their flower queen or whatever, and she was gorgeous, just gorgeous. Okay, so what else? Oh, what's really cool this month, somebody contacted me about the possibility of competing in the new year. So I'm looking into the competition and seeing if I can find the money to get a plane ticket out there to do it. That would be really amazing. So fingers crossed, and then of course, all the entry fees and everything else. But it would be such an opportunity. I've never competed before, ever. I didn't go to Prix de Descente, I didn't go to YIGP. My parents didn't really have all that extra money anyway, but I was never into competing. I was too scared, I think. And also, I besides being definitely scared when I was younger, I also, I really just wanted to perform, and I didn't like so much the idea of having to compete or be judged. But now, I want to do it. I want to do it just for the experience and say, yes, I did it. Yeah, I also want to win. Of course, who doesn't want to win? But I'm not going with that expectation. Let's just say that. So I think that will be an amazing opportunity. I think it's in January of next year, and it's called Vibe in Montana. It's the Vienna International Ballet Experience. So I'm very excited. We'll see. And then what else? Oh, Sugar Plum Fairy, really improving. It's so funny, you guys, but when you first try a combination or a variation and you're like, oh my God, this sucks. Then you do it again, then you get notes, then you work on it again, then you get more notes. And then slowly one day you realize it's getting better. That's how it is with Sugar Plum Fairy. I love it. Even though technically this variation is easier than previous ones I've done in the past, as far as not having as many tricks, it's technically awkward. Whoever choreographed this thing, it feels almost a little academic, so I've been having a really fun time working with my coach to bring out the artistry in this piece and to find the places where I can really enjoy the movement, and now it's getting even better. So that, and then of course, the other big thing that's gotten better this month, I don't know if you'll see it in the video because there's still so much that just sucks, but it does suck butt. But my spotting, and I've been talking about this over and over again, but letting that head whip around, and then as a result, my fouettes are again making a shift of improvement. So, I worked on them a little bit today, just on half point. My left foot was having a bit of a tweak of the old injury again. I think I wore some high-heeled shoes a little too long. I need to not do that. So I've been taking it a little easy and making sure that it's strong. But I did some fouettes today on half point, and I was happy to see that, especially for the coda, I have a turn where I have to turn in à la seconde on point, and I realized I was doing that thing I've told you guys about where I'm spotting, and instead of doing that spot where, let me show you. Let me see if I can lift this up a bit. Okay, it's crooked, but I don't care. Instead of doing that kind of spot where you're here and you just whip it around like that, I was doing this thing where I was trying to come around like that, like too soon, versus letting it whip. I don't know if you can see that or not, or if this looks totally dorky, but anyways, when I started doing the whip, yes, I said it. God dang it, I don't like that. It gets so cliche, I know. Okay, anyways, the turn is improved today. The turn's improved a little bit, so Oh, it's so like spinning a million plates in the air at once. Amazing. Finally, let's get to November goals, November goals, November goals. So as I mentioned earlier in this ramble, people out there talking. So as I mentioned earlier in this ramble video, let's get in closer for the goals because this is important. Okay, you can see all the magic and the hair sticking out. Okay, so November, it's going to be strength in the standing leg and stamina. So, as I'm increasing my strength in my turnout and rotation and core, now I'm starting to notice, it kind of goes back and forth. I'll be like, oh, work on the working leg, wait, work on the standing leg, work on the working, work on the standing, work on both. But for this month, I really want to find that power in the standing leg, like when I go into pirouettes and that leg is driving down into the ground and it's still rotating. So I'm thinking about it as well as the working leg. And then stamina. Stamina is huge for everything. No, ignore that. To be able to do Nutcracker, to be able to do Sugar Plum 2 or 3 times in a row, over and over again, to go from flowers to variation to coda, 2 or 3 times in a row. But then in class, also to do each combination at least twice on each side, if not 3 times. So I'm going to ramp up to it slowly. If tomorrow night I try and do everything at once, then my body will go roar and say all kinds of expletives, and then not want to, then I'll have to fall back. So it's about slowly ramping it up, right? So already my coach and I have started ramping up to 2 runs of the Sugar Plum Fairy variation, or Sugar Plum straight into coda, or just different things to play with, pushing that boundary a little bit, but not too much. But by the end of November, we shall see how far I get. And I know, like when I made my fouetté goal and I said, I want to be able to do 32 fouettés by the end of whatever month that was that I did fouettés, that was too big of a goal. So I don't think I've made my goal too big this time. But the Fouetté Club does continue. I do keep on wanting to just work on fouettés all the time. They just need so much work. And I feel like I want to just show you guys the perfect finished fouetté, and then I can go back and show you some of the horrible videos I've taken and not posted, because, oh dear God. But on the other hand, honesty is the best policy, and I want you all to understand where I'm coming from and just how far I've come from when I took so much time off. Okay, I'm rambling now, so I'm gonna be done with this for today. Thank you to everyone who came to my point shoe party on Sunday. That was so much fun. We had people from London and France and Brazil and Costa Rica and Germany and South Africa, and it was so cool. So cool. Please be sure to like this video if you liked it. If you didn't, well then you know what to do. But hopefully, and comment. I want to hear your comments. What are your goals for November? I definitely want to know about that so we can continue to support each other. We are a tribe. You must find your tribe. You're watching Ballerina Badass. My name is Georgia Reed. Never give up. Never stop dancing. I love you all. Toi, toi, toi.